During the Cold War years, the United States developed the Polaris project, which were nuclear ballistic missiles launched from submarines and the Soviet Union. To counter this threat, it created this plane from the cell of the Tu-142 strategic bomber. The Tupolev Tu-142. It first flew in '68 and to this day, more than 55 years later. It continues its tasks as a maritime patrol and anti-submarine warfare aircraft for the Russian Navy. But it also served in the navies of India and Ukraine. The capability of the Tu-142 was gradually improved up to the most modern versions of the Tu-142 with an incredible range and modern avionics. And we're going to see them in a new video from the Aeropedia of Aviation world. At the end of the 50s, the United States Navy developed the underwater-launched ground missile Tu-27 Polaris, a submarine-launched ballistic missile with a range of 1,800 kilometers. As a result, the Soviet government ordered Tupolev and other design offices to be possible aircraft for anti-submarine warfare. Tupolev initially designed the Tu-95 PLO, a development of the Tu-95 equipped with sonobuoys, anti-submarine mines and torpedoes. However, the design was abandoned because it lacked a powerful radar, thermal or infrared imaging system and magnetic anomaly detector. So they set out to design a new plane, but one that shared many things with the Tu-95, such as for example the engines. The ventral and dorsal gun turrets were removed, just like the large radome on the nose, which was replaced by a thermal imaging system, located in a smaller fairing. The aircraft's search and guidance system featured a Burkhardt radar that could observe targets in 360 degrees. Structural differences included a change in aerodynamic surface on the wing, expanding its area to allow the Tu-142 to operate from semi-prepared runways. The Tu-95's 4-wheel main landing gear was replaced by 12-wheel units. It also had a more elongated fuselage by 1.7 meters to equip all detection and attack systems. He made his first flight on June 18, 1968, and during the first flights revealed several deficiencies due to problems in the landings. The set of 12 wheels used in the first 12 production aircraft were replaced by 4 wheels from the passenger plane. Tu-114 also based on the Tu-95. This and other changes cut the empty weight by 4,000 kilos. In the early 70s, the production of the Tu-142s was moved from Samara to Taganroga, a plant near the Black Sea. There, other deficiencies were redesigned, it was lengthened by about 30 centimeters more and the cabin was redesigned. This version received the designation Tu-142M. As the 70s progressed, technology in submarines, which made them increasingly silent, made sonobuoys and activation devices ineffective. Therefore, the new devices would carry a new target acquisition system called Koryun-K. With a huge radar and a system for performing tactical and navigation tasks, these were the 142MK versions. They also had engines with NSO-VNK-12 more powerful. The Tu-142MZ from 1985 was equipped with more advanced avionics, and it had much better results than its predecessors. Since, for example, the aircraft successfully tracked nuclear-powered submarines from the North and Pacific Fleet. The last Tu-142MZ came off the Taganrog production line the following year, ending a 26-year production run, during which 100 Tu-142 were produced. A communications variant called Tu-142MR was the last production version and was tasked with long-range communications with the Soviet ballistic missile submarines. It differed from the anti-submarine warfare or anti-submarines, by having less sophisticated avionics, but it had a long wire radio antenna to transmit messages to the submerged Soviet submarines in times of nuclear war. The first Tu-142 were delivered to the Northern Fleet since 1960, where they were initially assigned the task of tracking and monitoring nuclear-powered submarines as part of operational testing. But it only reached full operational capacity in 1972, while the IL-38 aircraft was performing these tasks. They operated domestically and were deployed to Allied bases in countries like Angola, Cuba, Ethiopia, Vietnam, and South Yemen. At the beginning of the decade, with the dissolution of the Soviet Union, the Soviet fleet of Tu-142 was handed over to the Russian Navy. Although the Ukrainian Air Force gained some of these planes that had been left on their territory, they were later dismantled as a result of the START Treaty. In 1981, the Indian Navy began to consider it as an anti-submarine warfare and maritime reconnaissance aircraft. And in 1984 they bought 8 devices, which would be added to the 3 Ilyushin Il-38 they already had. The Indian Navy retired them in March of 2017 and replaced them with 12 American Boeing P-8 Poseidons. I hope you liked it. Until a new video, my name is Marcos and this is the Aeropedia of Aviation World.